Alrighty, y'all. What's going on? Hope you had a good week here. Let's take a look at a couple of the moves and a couple of setups from this week's price action. And just a general idea of what I'll be focusing on heading into next week. So the big mover this week was the financials. So Goldman Sachs here, there was a daily squeeze on the daily chart on the 3-day, the weekly. There were 4-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute squeezes, and you had a really similar structure here to XLF, just the financial basket. So, one of these things where it spends the last month, almost 2 months really, building up energy, chopping around, and then boom. In one morning, you get, the move into 2ATR. So you're at 2ATR here on the daily, and you're at 2ATR here on the weekly chart. So we did sell a put credit spread in my mastery on Goldman yesterday, and we bought it back today for about 45% of max profit. The spread had all the way until September, but a lot of times you get that move you're looking for in one day. You take your money in your run. So with the weekly squeeze here for Goldman and XLF, I do think you got potential to get continuation here into September, October. But at this point, I think you wait to buy a pullback to the 8 or the 21. So financials waking up here in a big fashion. So you wait for a dip now. Looking at the industrial sector, I like a mix of squeezes here as well. You have a good-looking daily squeeze. You have a great-looking 3-day squeeze. Pretty much the same structure as the financials before they woke up today. And you got a weekly squeeze. So same thought process. As long as you have that structure into September, October, you could see higher prices. So we got some in-the-money calls here on the industrials. And another spot in the market that I'm a big fan of is the semiconductors. SMH has a beautiful weekly squeeze just coiling on up here, and you've also got a 3-day squeeze coiling on up, pretty similar to the financials, right? And you got a daily squeeze here currently firing long. So, up here at plus 2 ATR, I think you wait for a dip before you add new exposure within the group, but we do have a position here in the mastery, and for my class that I just did, we got a couple of put credit spreads in Broadcom. We got short strikes down here at 470. Which is pretty solid, under the 50, just about -1. But you got a good structure here. So, not just the semiconductors, but Broadcom as an individual stock, from a daily chart to a 3-day to a weekly, you have the structure here where I think there's a good chance of a push into higher prices. So we're looking for Broadcom to make a push into the highs here, and we also, in the options room over at Simpler, we did a quick hit and run on NVIDIA this week. You had a beautiful daily squeeze. Positive histogram, stacked EMAs, green 10x bars. It doesn't get any better than that. And then right on top of your daily 21, you had a 4-hour squeeze. You had a squeeze pretty much down to the 30-minute time frame. All good stuff here. So on Tuesday, inside of that 4-hour squeeze, we sold a put credit spread. And we bought that bad boy back yesterday for about 70-75% of max profit. So quick hit and run there on the semis. We'll keep holding on to Broadcom. But I think as long as the group itself, SMH, has a good structure, you look to buy dips here on NVIDIA, on Broadcom, on AMAT, on AMD. You look to buy dips to your 8 or your 21 EMA. And then as far as technology goes, you got a bullish daily squeeze here. So you got a daily squeeze, you got a positive histogram, and what really could get the party going is your brand new 4-hour squeeze as we head into the weekend. So a good structure here, I think potentially, as long as you hold up in that daily squeeze, you're looking ultimately for that to fire long, and you're looking for the next push into the upside. So as far as pursuing any potential move there in technology, I'm a big fan of Apple here. So we got a put credit spread in the options room on Apple, and you got a great setup right here. A daily squeeze at the 21 EMA with stacked EMAs, you got green 10x bars, good stuff. Got a 4-hour squeeze, you got a 2-hour, a 1-hour, squeezes everywhere. So should the Qs go higher, I think Apple can follow suit out of that daily squeeze. And then the big Google here, catching its breath nicely on top of that 8 EMA. You get stacked EMAs, green 10x bars, and you've got a brand new 4-hour squeeze. You got a great looking 2-hour, you got a great looking 1-hour, you got a great looking 30-minute, you got a great looking 15-minute squeeze. Good God. Nah, you don't have a 5. No 5 squeeze, no 5-minute squeeze. But Google looks good there, so should tech make another leg to the upside, I think those 2-hour, 1-hour, 30-minute, 4-hour squeezes on Google, lead to a push back into new highs. So as far as sector to sector, I like technology, Apple and Google. I like the semiconductors. I think you wait for a dip there. I like the industrial weekly 3-day daily squeeze. And we had our quick fun here with the financials. And we'll be waiting on a dip to do it again. So I think a few pockets of the market to keep an eye on. As far as other open positions, I got put credit spreads here in Crowd. A great looking daily squeeze. I got put credit spreads that expire in September on Tesla with short strikes down here at 640. You got a good looking daily squeeze that fired long. You're holding up here at your 8 EMA. You got a weekly squeeze. So playing a little bit of Tesla here. Also playing some Peloton. Who's a little bit sloppy here on your daily chart, but not breaking any rules. Daily squeeze still holds structure decently, though you are losing the stacked EMAs. You got to keep an eye on that. But your weekly chart paints a different story. You got stacked EMAs, you got a positive histogram, and we're just kind of consolidating on top of the weekly 21. Good structure. All checks out in my book. So we got some Peloton, we got some Crowd, we got a short position here on the IWM, which is a resilient little bastard. But looking for a flush down here to about 210. It got into a good rhythm, breaking down to about -2. You catch your bounce, next flush, bounce. Not quite getting the next flush here. So as long as we're under the 50, we're going to hold on to our call credit spreads that have short strikes over here at 226. And then last but not least, in the mastery today, we went and did a little bit of dip buying. The dip buying boys on Zoom. That's a great looking daily squeeze. You've also got a good looking weekly. And you're pulling back today towards your 21. You get stacked EMAs. You got positive histograms. So I'll take that dip any day of the week. We sold puts down here with a spread, of course, at 365 under the 50 period. Simple moving average, and we're looking for a push here into earnings. So that's the spiel I got for y'all. Industrials, financials on a pullback, technology, and semiconductors. All good looking pockets of the market, in my opinion. So ultimately, you got daily squeezes here on the indexes. And I think as long as they hold structure here, you're looking for those to fire to the upside. So that's what I got for y'all. I hope you had a great week. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. And as always, I look forward to talking with you and seeing you this week. Let's go get 'em now.